Egyptian pantheon was made up of gods and goddesses who possessed incredible powers and used those powers for good or ill, depending on whether they were appeased or angered by the offerings made to them. Two of the most recognizable deities of Egypt and the subjects of the latest Figura Obscura release from Four Horsemen Studios are the jackal-headed god of the embalmers known as Anubis and the cat-headed fertility goddess named Bastet. So we were just a week out with our Figura Obscura prediction, boys, but we got it in the ballpark. We certainly didn't guess this figure, though.
Well, you're doing yourself down there, because after we finished last week, you said, I forgot to say, I think that Figura Obscura is dropping this week.
I did, yeah. And I could have maybe, I could have maybe edited it in, but no, wasn't worth it. Just on the off chance, although I was kicking myself, but who cares? We don't need to be right, as we said. We just need to make the guesses.
Yeah. And having seen these releases, I was very happy that all our guesses are wrong, because these are just amazing. So I'd bin off all the rest of the guesses.
Yeah, well, we kind of went for pop culture characters, but of course we forgot that there is, of course, mythological and all that kind of stuff. So, which is also some of our wheelhouses, isn't that right, Rich? This is
100% is in my wheelhouse. Absolutely. Although I feel the need to point out now, if I ever become some sort of Egyptian deity through some sort of weird freak spider biting accident, that when I turn up at Legion's Con, if I'm going to get offerings, pizza and donuts. If it's not pizza and donuts, I'm going to be the evil Egyptian god. Just so we're absolutely clear on that, everybody.
Seems fair enough. Yeah, just carbs. In other words, carbs.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it will be jelly. That's one for the American fans.
Anyway, Mal, how are you? You happy with Figura Obscura release weekend?
I am. It's very cool. I suspect
tough on
like
the
a
old
lot
wallet?
of it. Yeah, especially after this month. It's not crying. It's gone out the back of Rackham's to sell itself. It's made its peace with its poverty, and it's trying to find a new way to make more money. My wallet, not me.
It's him, everybody.
You
It's
well,
him.
You, if you could, but by more legit means, if possible.
You know, hey, if I had the body for it, I'd totally be on OnlyFans.
But you have
shame here.
You have a thing with Figura where you like to have one in box and one to open. So this is one of those occasions when that really is a tough ask.
Yeah. It was.
It was. Did it make it over the line?
It did. I had to. I can't help myself.
Yeah.
And all in as well. They've got me addicted to pin badges like they have you, John.
They are great. I mean, I also appreciate now that it's not a gone in 60 seconds thing with the all in anymore. Yeah. They seem to have plenty of them. Even in the second drop a couple hours after, when we usually, because the second drop is in the middle of Saturday night for us, so we always try and get it on the first drop, because that's the early evening for us here on Saturday, which is perfect. And it's so you would never, unless you missed the all-in, you wouldn't stay up for the second drop, really. And then getting up the next morning, it was still, I think the all-in was still there, which...
it was, yeah.
Yeah, which was pretty sweet. And we'll talk about it, but very nice stuff there in the all-in. And Rich, as a student of ancient history, this got to be ticking the boxes for you, huh?
Oh,
as we've already kind of
so excited. I've talked previously on the show that I've got a sort of Egyptian-styled faction anyway in my mythos. So to have this appear as well is just perfect for me.
So they're going to slot into the Egyptian faction?
They will, yes. I mean, I might, because I bought 3 sets, so I might possibly have a set with my Figura Obscura and then use the rest in the Mythics. We'll see how that goes.
Right, yeah. Yeah, no, that sounds good. That sounds good.
But I've got a couple of painted heads already. One of them will now be going on the Anubis body.
Okay, so it's like it's a helmet type of thing. So
it is, yeah.
It's skin tone kind of thing.
It's Sobek, so a crocodile.
Yes.
No, scrap that plan.
Oh, why?
I had it painted to look like an actual crocodile. I can make that work. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think so. maybe a bit of a wash over the top. That'll
or
work.
I'll just make it look good and say it's amazing because I don't paint.
True. That can work. And you, Mal, this is going on the Figura Obscura shelf then, is it?
Yeah. Although that's getting full, but I need to. Well, I've got
to be shelves.
Well, I've got a plan to buy a separate case to go on top of the detail that I'll put the two horsemen in, and then there'll be a lot more room. So yeah,
excellent. So now we got our Figura Obscura as we thought around now, and they're going to be shipping out, and the rest of the Outpost Axis is going to be shipping out early June, and we're thinking. Didn't we say IshCon is going to be some sort of a pre-order, like a reveal pre-order?
Yeah, there'll be a cosmic reveal at IshCon.
So,
well, we don't know for sure it's cosmic, but I think
but it's
strongly.
Excuse me, Mal. I'm 100% confident it's going to be cosmic.
So if we're looking at that,
John timestamps that in case it turns out not to be. And there's another video online of me going, I'm 100% confident. What are you talking about? It's absolutely going to be.
This is very early in the episode, so I'll be able to find it, no problem. So that kind of, if you work back from IshCon, which is like 3rd of August, something that weekend, if they're going to do another pre-order between now and then, they're probably going to give 4 weeks at least of a pre-order. So if you work back 4 weeks from then, you're into end of June, and then there's probably going to be a gap. So probably sometime in June, I'd expect another drop if there's going to be another pre-order.
Yeah, I'm not.
Maybe a mini wave of some sort.
I think it would have to be a mini wave, wouldn't it? There's so much stuff come out recently. I know they keep telling us it's a big year, but there's a lot of stuff.
We haven't. I know we had the blind boxes thing, but for me that was an in-stock sale. Even if
this is true,
you could
and
say
it didn't cost me a penny.
Place a pre-order. True, yeah, me neither. Although I did some trades for I got a couple of good trades. Locally recently, I got a Shadow Elf for Mal, and I got another Calavius for me, because you can never have enough of that figure. So that was nice, but that is an in stock. So we're missing if we even go with the normal head of steam of stuff, we're going to be missing like the equivalent of the All Stars pre-order, which makes me feel like we're going to get something between now and then, because the pre-order in August brings us into September, and then they're hardly going to do another one before Legion's gone.
No, I think they'd struggle, wouldn't they, to put another.
That's normally another slot for a Figura Obscura, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So I could see that, or something like the rumored dragon or something to come around.
I think you might be right with that one, John.
Yeah, so that could be exciting times for us in the near future. But the wallets not so much. But with pre-orders again, that's a little bit easier. Things with Figura Obscura is a little bit more. You gotta put your cards on the table. Which I saw Jeremy did a video on the Four Horsemen official channel this week, where it was an unboxing of these figures. So the two figures. Basically, because some of them were quite well packed in the plastic, and he didn't want people breaking them when they were opening them. So, and lots of lovely comments, and then one guy commenting, going, "Why are you posting this? It's not on sale anymore. I'm going to have to pay 300 quid on eBay."
Oh, Jesus! I mean, in fairness to that person, he only had 24 hours to buy them. It's like,
and a bit more maybe.
What a dweeb.
Yeah, I think, sorry for you. Like, if you're really worried about eBay, you need to be on the ball. Like,
Yeah. Don't even have to be that on the ball, though.
And also, Jeremy's videos for everyone that's getting them shipped now. It's about unboxing them. So there's lots of people. But as people will always have their agendas. But that gave me a giggle. That gave me a giggle. Maybe tells you where I get my kicks. Right. So, any other crack, boys, before we crack into this? How's any other deliveries this week? I got my Alf figure from AliExpress. That was exciting. It's great. I'm very impressed. I also got a Mezco King Kong for fodder, a really old one, I think, from like 2019 or something. It's awful, but it's great for fodder, but it's awful if hands are falling off, feet are falling off. But it'll do.
Yeah.
Got it for really cheap.
I think it might be easier for me to say what I haven't had come in this week. My wife described it as the avalanche waiting to happen of boxes in a hall at the moment. I had 2 more arrive today, and I've been so busy since I got home, I've not even had a chance to open them, so I don't even know what they are. I think one's a G.I. Joe classified. But it's just madness at the moment. Absolute madness. Started off with those Savage Crucible and the 4 boxes, and then it's just continued from there.
Have you opened up any more Savage Crucible?
I've just not had a chance. It's just been so busy. It's just ridiculous. No, I got some stuff from AliExpress too. So I got a T800 NECA Terminator. I want to try and rip that apart and use it for some cosmic stuff, hopefully. I got is it Kratos from God of War, yeah. It's the figure that's got the really cool gauntlets, like big fists. I've seen other people use that. That's a really good deal. And again, like cheap as chips off AliExpress. I got myself another one of the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles times Universal Monsters. I got Mikey as a mummy, which is quite appropriate now with the Figura Obscura release.
Yeah, that works.
And I got another NECA one. It was Alien versus Predator. And it was one of the Werlani troopers. So it's just like this, thick Arctic sort of uniform that I think could potentially work for a cosmic of some sort if I rip it apart. So
sweet. And you, Mal, did you get to open your NECA turtle? Your Mezco turtles?
Mezco turtle, I did. They are awesome.
Yeah,
they are
worth the stress.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they are for me the best turtle figures that exist. To be honest,
brilliant,
so cool,
and really well posable and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, really good, really good. It came with a little leaflet warning you about the joints and just heating it up a bit. So I've just sat there and blasted them with the heat gun before I did anything with them. But they were fine. They were and not loose either. But yeah, really cool, really fun.
Did you dabble in the cartoon ones as well, or did you resist?
No. I thought they looked quite fun. It just shows what FOMO does to people, though, doesn't it? Because all I saw was people slagging them off, and then they're sold out within a couple of hours.
Yeah, there's plenty of people that are like, these will sell on eBay, and there's plenty that just FOMO. But also there's plenty that maybe want them, and they're not going to, when they see people moan about them, they're just going to say, well, I'm buying them anyway because I like them. So
yeah. So Mal, are you hoping that they do more characters, or they don't do more characters for the wallet's sake?
No, I actually hope they do more, because that'll become my Turtles line sort of thing. They'd already announced Casey Jones, who I try and.
I missed that. Okay.
Yeah. He looks like he'll be pretty cool, and he's one of my favorites.
Mezco Shredder, come on.
No, not. I mean, I suppose he would look really cool, but I don't know. I'm not so fussed by the bad guys. It's the good guys I like.
Okay.
Or the mutants.
An April,
or the mutants. I say I wouldn't be that fussed by an April. A Splinter would be cool. Casey would be cool.
Who can?
Some of the other
Turtles have to battle somebody. I mean, they can't battle. They could battle the Figura Obscuras, maybe.
No, this is true. I suppose you need some foot soldiers. They'll probably do like a little foot soldier pack.
Then you need Shredder and Krang.
Yeah. I mean, I think he'd look amazing as a Mezco style Shredder would be fantastic, I'm sure. But,
sure would. Right. Well, let's get on to Anubis and Bastet. We can talk about what they came with, all the stuff. I suppose the first things first is we got the all-in, which was if I go down here and show, so awesome pictures there. But the all-in came with these awesome pins and the mug, a proper mug again, Mel. I was very happy to see that. I have to say, while I like the art on the other mugs, I don't find them as useful as these mugs. These are like tea specials, not to sound sad, but and the pins are fantastic. Yeah. So the all-in was it 25 more than it was 120 and 145.
That seems to be right.
Yeah, it was 145 for the all-in.
Yeah, and then I paid 30 shipping. I think you did too. So that was the price of that. You can get also these shirts separately from Retro Rags. Not really a goer for us on this side of the pond because you got to pay shipping to Retro Rags for that, and it's expensive. No,
you'd be looking for a Legion's Con picker, wouldn't you, for that sort of stuff?
It's not their fault, but that's just the way it is. You know, to ship a shirt is going to be the price of a shirt. 10 shirts probably still the price of a shirt, but if you just want one, not really a goer. So that was that. So that's what I do. If I'm going to buy it, I did take a look at these because we originally thought there was going to be a mummy of some sort, and I probably wouldn't have bought that. Let's be honest. I got me Mythic skeletons, and I probably wouldn't have bought just a mummy. So this
Eric and Jeremy, I would. So please do make them. I would buy lots. And lots.
I would have done, but I was probably happier to see these two.
I think that I just had spent a lot of money recently, so I was looking for an excuse not to get them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
So the mummy would have been an easy pass for me. Tell our listeners, Rich, about the message that you got from Jeremy. I think we can say that. That was
he messaged
we
me.
don't get tip-offs from Jeremy.
We don't get tip-offs, no.
But sometimes you get a little funny message, and this was a good one.
He messaged me saying, "Is your wallet sobbing yet, or pre-sobbing, perhaps?"
Oh my God.
And I responded with, "Oh yes, it really is," because he knows I bought some custom Egyptian stuff from Jeremy a few years ago, so he knows how much I love this sort of stuff. So
yeah, and he's been known to listen to our show as well. So
yeah,
he's pretty sure that he's got you there with that. Right, so here are the figures, and we've got a 1.0 male book, which is the Anubis. And we got a 2.0 female, which is the Bastet. Got a bunch of new parts we're going to talk about then. But firstly, just as figures themselves, lots of new parts, lots of new sculpts, and pretty cool.
Fantastic soft goods again.
Yeah, these are just so good.
What's your favourite between the two, Rich?
Definitely Anubis. Because he's 1.0.
Simple as that, yeah?
Simple as that.
And you, Mal?
I think it is. I do really like Bastet, but I think it's Anubis, and in no small part because of these new, as we know, going to be used in the Noble Bear characters, kind of more muscular limbs and that sort of, and the sculpt on them is fantastic.
Yeah, it's a clean sweep for 1.0 here then, Anubis, but I really like Bastet as well. It's the kind of situation for me that I managed to avoid the FOMO all weekend of not ordering more. As I said to the boys, at some stage I have so many figures for parts, and you can see them behind me if you're watching the video version of this. And often they don't get used. So ambition is always stronger than reality for me. So I thought if I do end up wanting these parts, I can probably get them down the line. I definitely think the timeline that I need them is probably long enough to wait for any potential retailer wave of this, for example. You get the parts again, or they get used on Mythics figures. I mean, so this is a 1.0 with, what would you say, kind of wolf or feline feet, which is a new thing. They definitely going to be utilized at some stage in Mythic Legions, I'm sure.
Yes.
We got the bear lower arms and legs, which we definitely will see at some stage in Barbarians in Legion Small, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, similar characters at least, you know.
Yeah. No, Barbarians, just to wind Rich up. Similar.
All It's basically an Egyptian barbarian.
How do I cancel my order?
And the same with the female buck as well here. It's the same stuff. And what I found amazing here was that, especially on the Anubis, the torso is like a whole brand new torso, it seems. It's not like the torso plate thing. It's a front and back, whole new torso. So they've really gone all out with the tooling here. Probably must get reused somewhere with that. But you see it on the back here. They've also both got tails.
Mm.
That tail is... that's not the Monkey King tail, is it?
No, completely new tail.
No, new one.
So it's the same type of system as Monkey King, I would say. And then obviously completely new on the female, because we don't have that type of tail on a female buck at all.
From watching the Dorklair review, there's an additional joint there as well, just at the gold plug bit. It rotates there as well, so that's cool. That's
pretty cool. And we see here all the accessories that we get. This little blue kind of piece down here on the bottom, the kind of semicircular. There's a name for that, Rich. I don't know if you know it. That little semicircular blue thing there below, just above the kind of...
Do you know what? I don't know what that is, actually.
Okay. Anyway, that's tricky to take out of the package, so be careful with that. Because there's a little handle on the back of it, and if you push the handle, you might break it. So this kind of feline, this green feline here, the paint on that is incredible.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks really exactly like if you walked into a museum and saw it.
Yeah.
That sort of aged feel and everything. Just brilliant.
And there's a ton of heads here, 4 different heads. I believe the heads are because of the different neck pieces. I think the heads are the same, but they have a different way of attaching to the head depending on the neck armor that you use. So I guess we'll get more into that when we get the figures themselves. Little basket here, which is sweet. These little what are they called again? Up in the top right there, Rich. Those
canopic jars.
Canopic jars. There you go. And what is this thing that looks like a guitar, but obviously is not a guitar? I mean, I haven't a clue of this.
I can't remember what it's called. It does. She's renowned for carrying in all the images and that sort of thing.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called. Bear with me 2 seconds.
Yeah, no problem. We can keep going there then. Obviously the headdress thing, the other parts we get onto, what comes with in the Anubis box. So these are it's a 2-pack, but there's 2 separate boxes, so which gives potential for maybe these being sold separately at some point, either at shows maybe, or although they did get sold at this Shop the Curiosity at the weekend, which was cool. People were able to get them, not the all-in. So, but you get your hands on the figure already that Saturday, shortly after they went live the first time, which was awesome for those people that went to that show. Which is why we got to see some people actually had them unboxed very soon after the drop, which was confusing to some people that weren't paying attention.
That confused the hell out of me. I was paying attention and it still confused the hell out of me. I think Blaze Bear had them and I was just like, what the hell? How the hell has he got that? What?
Yeah, and obviously Bill from Dorklair, he's part of the kind of Figura team at this stage, in that he gets the advanced copy for review, and he was at that show as well, so he was picking up his multiples from there.
So the musical instrument for Bastet is called a sistrum.
Ah, okay.
A form of rattle used most notably by the ancient Egyptians.
Okay, well, if I manage the time, I'll try and get a little bit of what do you call it again? Sistrum?
Sistrum. Sistrum. There you go.
might try and get a little bit of Sistrum music over us here as we speak.
In that case, they need to release a Mongol warrior at some point so we can have Mongol throat singing on the podcast.
To be fair, I mean, if you ever wanted blast into a bit of Mongol throat singing, I think nobody will complain, except the listeners.
No warning, just like, and it's just like, what the hell?
I did look, when you mentioned it all those podcasts ago, because Rich Hazmat talked about Mongol throat singing before in the podcast, unbelievably. I did actually look it up on YouTube, and it's incredible.
It's amazing.
It's not something that you'd play multiple times in your car, but you look it up on YouTube and you go, okay, this is amazing.
And there's also like a modernized version of it. There's some like rock groups, like Mongolian rock groups that have it as well, sort of thing. So they'll be doing their like heavy metal singing, and then all of a sudden they'll do their like Mongolian throat singing come in, sort of thing. It's very impressive.
That's impressive. That is impressive. So the accessories then that come with Anubis, so you get this massive big tomb thing here with the dog on top of it. This I saw online a Tutankhamun exhibition in Paris, and this thing is almost exactly what was sitting out the front.
They said they based it on the one that was found in his tomb. So yeah,
there you go. So that's spot on there. A bunch of heads as well, different canine heads, open mouthed one, some closed ones. The headdress as well. A load of different hands. They come from, I think they're already tooled hands that we're aware of, but painted in this skin tone. There's also there, what are these things here to the kind of left of the heads?
They're display pieces from the museums.
Displays.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, again, bunches of accessories. So you see the value there, you know?
Absolutely.
And then I wanted to talk a little bit about some interesting new parts that we got. Firstly here, these are the 2.0 parts. So we get bare feet, but bare feet without the little armor piece around them. So that, as far as I'm aware, that's new.
Yeah.
And obviously interesting potential for the use of them. And the wolfy/cat feet. They're awesome as well. That leaves potential to different type of characters and obviously different type of customs for people where they can get. And great now that when we get the extra feet, we get an extra foot peg.
Yeah.
Because probably
so
not
good.
much cost at the factory, but so much money saved in like hand cream and whatever else, other lotion to soothe your fingers, and hair dryer, electricity for boiling kettles and hair dryers to get those pegs out.
The only thing I've used worse language on than any feet from Mythic Legions trying to get apart, the 2.0 legs, which are razor sharp as well. But the feet are a close second. So I'm very, very happy that these come with the ankles inserted.
Yeah, there's multiple amounts of cash that would have gone into the swear jar. Otherwise, yeah.
I suddenly popped over to my head too. These new feet, the sort of dog cat feet. I'm suddenly thinking werewolves.
Yes,
because they would work great for werewolves. Eric said werewolves are a mythos. He wants to do werewolves.
Yeah,
and these feet would work. So
yeah,
colour me excited and all that.
Yeah, so we're definitely talking werewolves. We're talking Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf as well. Maybe we're talking. Was it possible. American Werewolf in London? This kind of stuff, maybe for Figura. Lots of potential there. Bare male feet again. Same, copy paste again. The same sort of comment. Barefoot barbarian. Really kind of caveman barbarian look without any armor, and you got the bare lower legs to go with these. So win-win, Mal.
Yeah, although it's the dog feet all the way on this, isn't it? He's going all out jackal, man. That's
one thing with the bare human feet, though. Then the barbarians will have an excuse for why they can't fight. I dropped something on my toe. I hurt my toe. I couldn't. That's why I lost the battle. No, you're just a wuss.
Got a splinter.
Be gone, barbarians. Be gone.
Oh man, he has to get a dig in. So we got
Every
the bear.
chance I get.
The bare lower arms, I think we've mentioned these already. Also, those upper arms seem to be tooled with this little bracelet around them, which is very interesting. That obviously we maybe missed to talk about that with Manisha Cinderhorn, because it seems like she comes with it. So, yeah, I wonder if it's glued on or if it really is tooled separately. And that's the male wolf feet as well.
I think
so,
Bill at Dorclair, certainly his review, I think he said that it was, attached, like firmly attached. So whereas the lower one comes off.
Yeah, and the male has the same piece, So, some great new parts. Probably some other parts that we've maybe missed, but that's what stood out to me. Obviously, the belt pieces and stuff like that, they come with the figure. It's a given for getting your Egyptian looks.
And Bill was saying again that they're really soft plastic as well. So it's they're quite big, the loincloths and the belt pieces. So they're really flexible. So you can actually get some really good poses in with them.
Oh, nice. Although the more flexible they are, the harder they are to paint. So
yes. For painters, it's a bit of a bane, but
that's okay. I think when they appear first in these expensive enough Figura Obscura, it's only the certain few that'll be brave enough to use them for customs. It's either people that can make a custom and sell it for a lot, or people that have a lot of money. One or the other, really.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see what people do at Legion's Con with these.
Yeah.
And also what the 3D print community does.
People, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of Egyptian stuff out there already, but who knows what other stuff's now going to appear.
And also the pop and swaps, which is, I think, probably the most common and sometimes the coolest customs. So there's going to be a bunch of them popping up as we go along. People using those parts, so they're always, it's an exciting time. So
it is. John, could you do me a favour? Could you go back to the picture that showed the accessories?
Yeah, absolutely. I can indeed.
We start off with Anubis. Not that I've got some crib notes here to talk people through.
There you go.
But the little thing in the bottom left corner there, so like a cross but with a loop at the top.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, that's called an ankh, or a key of life. It's an ancient Egyptian hieroglyphic symbol used to represent the word for life, and by extension as a symbol of life itself. And that's very cool to have that in this set.
That's very cool, yeah.
The blue scepter there. Scepters in Egypt were used as symbols of power and domination, and were associated with the ancient Egyptian deities such as Set or Anubis. So again, good link there. As well as the pharaohs. Pharaohs are obviously famous for having them. And then the canopic jars. If you go back, sorry, John, to
Bastet, yeah.
No, Anubis. Stay on Anubis. Ignore me, stay on Anubis.
Anubis has one as well, yeah.
He does. So are you able to zoom in on the Anubis one?
No, sorry.
No, that's fine. So the Anubis one's got like a dog head on it, basically.
Yeah.
And then if we go to the Bastet set, there is a baboon, a human, and a hawk on the three there, which I just thought was cool stuff. But then having looked at it a bit more, allow me to enlighten you both. So canopic jars are containers that were used by the ancient Egyptians during the mummification process to store and preserve the viscera of their owner in the afterlife. At the time of mummification, the lungs, liver, stomach, and intestines were removed from the corpse to prevent them from eating away at the rest of the body. Each organ was salted in natron, I'm not quite sure what that is, and placed individually into one of the 4 canopic jars. There was no jar for the heart, interestingly. The Egyptians believed it to be the seat of the soul, and so it was left inside the body. But this is where Eric's work gets really interesting. Each of Horus's 4 sons were responsible for protecting a particular organ. So Hapi, the baboon-headed god representing the north, was protected by the goddess Nephthys, or Nephthys, I can't pronounce that, and was assigned to the lungs. So your lungs always went in the baboon jar.
So check your jars, people.
Yep. Duamutef, the jackal-headed god representing the east, was assigned to the stomach. Imseti, the human-headed god, was assigned to the liver. Oh no, I've just seen the spelling for this last one. And Quebesenueth, or a version of that, the falcon-headed god, was assigned to the intestines. So not only has Eric done the canopic jars, which is really cool, he's actually got the 4 different heads that were associated with them.
Amazing.
In ancient times. It's such a good little detail sort of thing. It's just like, not only have we got them.
That is one for the nerds. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if you got a sarcophagus or something in your display, you know, shove the canopic jars next to it, and then it looks genuinely like they've just, you know.
Yeah, and you can tell people, you know, that people are like, oh, these are really cool. And like, yeah, that has the intestines. What?
I've got to say that when I saw them in the set, I was like, oh wow, they're really cool. One thing I do remember, because I used to, as a kid, I used to know so much stuff. I read so much stuff about Egypt and ancient Egypt and all that. The hilarious thing being is I've forgotten most of it, but I do remember that they were for the organs.
Wow, no clue here.
And here in the museum here in Bristol, they've got a really good Egyptian section, like a really good one. And they've got some canopic jars in there, and you know, a sarcophagus and all this sort of stuff. So it was really cool to see those in miniature form.
I love that. That's the kind of detail that I would never have known without this podcast. So I'm very happy to learn that, Rich.
There you go.
Absolutely.
I'm happy to inform people, and look out for John playing a sistrum at Legion's Con as well, everybody. Now that we've figured out what it is, as the musical member of the podcast, he will be there playing.
Yeah, so that's it. So I'm just going to dump out all the other luggage, all the recording gear, anything. I'm bringing all my custom heads, and I'm just going to stick in one of these things.
Yeah.
And walk around. Yeah. Sounds good. Right. Shall we then get on to a little bit of Egyptian god family tree?
We're going to educate the masses, or at least riches.
Yeah.
Let me give a bit of background for everybody first.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
you set the scene there, Rich.
The ancient Egyptian religion, there was about 1,500 deities that we know about. So that's a lot of deities. They had one for pretty much everything. The pharaohs acted as intermediaries, I can't speak tonight, between their people and the gods, and were obligated to sustain the gods through rituals and offerings so that they could maintain Maat, which is the order of the cosmos, and repel Isfet, which was chaos. So basically, treat the gods well, you repel chaos. The details of religious belief changed over time as the importance of particular gods rose and declined, and the intricate relationships shifted. At various times, certain gods became preeminent over the others, including the sun god Ra, the creator god Amun, and the mother goddess Isis. And any Stargate fans out there will obviously know that Ra was the preeminent system lord in Stargate.
Yeah, which you are very deep in at the moment, huh?
I've just finished the 10 series, and I've watched the first of the TV movies that finished it off. So,
wow.
Yeah. And that's in about 2 months. I have absolutely ploughed through it. I had a brilliant Facebook conversation with Len LaGuardia at the weekend, where somebody posted up going, oh, Egyptians, maybe that's Stargate. And I put a comment up saying, like, you know, that'd be incredible. Absolutely amazing. And Len was like, you're my favorite podcaster. There we go. You're a Stargate fan as well. And I was like, I'm literally watching series 10, episode 15 or something now. And then he sent me a picture of him watching Stargate in his house. So I had to send him a picture of me watching it in my house. And it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, we're going full circle here.
Yeah, we are Stargate fans.
Right. So tell us about this then.
So this is the Egyptian family tree, as it were, of gods. I'm not saying this is exactly correct, because there are a lot of these out there. And some people, you know, scholars may have it slightly set differently, but yeah, this is the tree. So it starts off with Nun, the founder god, and then if we go down a little bit, John, I don't know the Apep, the snake. I've not heard of that one.
Yeah.
Then we have Ra, who's probably the most famous of the gods. Yeah. He's renowned as the father of an awful lot of them. And you have Atum, Namun, and Mut. And that's the sort of, not the Adam and Eve, because that's not the right comparison, but it's almost like that. Selene and Helion almost look like the creators sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Gods. Yeah. And then down from then you have all the other kids as well. So you got a wide range here. You got, on the far left, you got Hathor. Again, Stargate devotees will know Hathor. She was a very cool villain in Stargate. We have Sekhmet, which is a lion god. We have Bastet, looking more like a lion in this picture. And interestingly, Bastet started off as a lion goddess, and then at some point changed into a cat goddess. And I was doing a bit of reading on this, and they reckon that this was maybe in line with the domestication of cats.
Ah, okay.
So with the domestication of them, then it made sense for her to actually be a cat rather than a lion.
Cat rather than a lion.
Or they have, although they have found, they have her cult, as it were, was particularly important in a city called Bubastis, and also in Memphis, which was the ancient capital of Egypt. In the late and Ptolemaic periods, which I should know because I did study that at university. So that's when the Greeks basically ruled over Egypt, the Ptolemaic periods. There were large cemeteries of mummified cats all over the place. And I was watching a Netflix documentary, I believe it was, not so long ago. They were digging up one of the biggest cat cemeteries in Egypt. And they found a mummified lion, like only a cub, not a full-size lion, but still. It was the first time they'd found anything like that.
And it was mummified. Wow.
Mummified, yeah. So there were mummified cats down there, and then there's a mummified lion cub, which they were extremely excited about having found one of those before. Just like, whoa. Yeah. So there's Bastet there. The rest of these I don't really know particularly well. We've got Mart, Shu. I apologise to any Egyptians if they're listening to this. Tefnut and Khonsu. And Khonsu,
the first four of them come from Ra, it looks like. And then the other ones come from...
yeah, I think they're from Ra and Aten.
Yeah.
Who's an emoji by the looks of it.
It's a sun, yeah.
Yeah.
With lots of arms. I suppose they're like the rays, I guess, how they interpreted the rays.
And then for the other ones, and I apologise again here, but it looks like Ra, Atum, and Amun may have had a threesome to produce Shu and Tefnut.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all sorts of jiggery-pokery going on there.
All sorts of carrying.
And then, what is it? Khonsu and is from Amun and Mut.
Yeah, so a bit of side action there for them.
Is that the same Khonsu as in? Is it Khonsu that's in Moon Knight?
It is Moon Knight. Yeah, absolutely. It looks different, but yes, it's the same god.
Wow, this is all full circle stuff, huh?
And Khonsu in Moon Knight. I mean, Moon Knight's a brilliant series, but Khonsu is such a good character in it.
Yeah, he's really cool.
Right then. What about this next row of characters here?
So we're on to Tar, Kadesh, Rishep, my favourite, Tauret, which is the lovely hippo lady.
Yeah, I was going to say, hippo, give us a hippo.
And she escorts, certainly from Moon Knight, I'm presuming that was based on the ancient tales as well. She escorts the dead across the desert to the good place.
I see. And she hangs out with Bez from Happy Mondays.
She does. Look, he's even dancing like Bez from Happy Mondays. Look at it.
Well,
give him a tambourine and he's away in a hack.
He is the deity of music, merriment, and childbirth. So
amazing.
Absolutely.
He looks like he's possibly the dwarf fans' favourite, doesn't he?
Yeah.
There we go.
Played by Peter Dinklage in any movie that comes up.
Exactly, yeah. In the Figura Obscura Tales movie series.
Yeah. With Imhotep. Imhotep, I think, was that the one from the Mummy?
It was
the name of the priest, wasn't it? In the Mummy was Imhotep.
Possibly, yeah. It was the bad guy anyway.
Yeah, it was definitely the bad guy. Yeah, it was Imhotep. We have Nefertum, Geb, Nut, and Babi, the baboon fella that's on top of the canopic jars. Again, one of him in the future would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Just saying, Four Horsemen, just saying. Imhotep was also a baddie on Stargate.
Yeah, I know I'm pretty bad on Stargate. I've watched the odd episode, but might be something to go back and look at. But I did do a little bit of research just from my own knowledge, and yeah, it kind of links in a lot of the stuff. It's interesting.
Yeah, they in the show. I mean, obviously it's cheesy fun, but they did a good bit of research into the gods and how they lined up and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
We now have Min. Then we have Isis and Osiris, who husband and wife. They were both in Stargate, and interestingly, they're Goa'uld symbiotes, so the little wiggly worm things that burrow into people's heads.
Not part of Egyptian mythology, no. Just like to add
this is basically a Stargate episode. Yeah, yeah. But their Goa'uld symbionts were both sealed in canopic jars, and then they got out because some Egypt opened them.
It's funny how that happens so much in these shows and films, isn't it? Just leave the jar shut.
Yes, don't do it. It's like, there's danger. There's a horror movie. I'm just going to go for a walk outside in the dark by myself. No. Switch on the light. Then we have Nephthys. Thank you. Yep. And Set. Again from Stargate.
He's an awesome anteater.
Yes, but the anteater version here is much, I almost want to say to the Four Horsemen, it's like maybe like a Figura Obscura headset.
I've looked him up. So. He's an aardvark.
He's an aardvark.
So.
Okay, first letter, first word in the dictionary, isn't he?
Possibly, I don't know.
If you were calling an Egyptian god, he'd be the first one in the book. He's based on an aardvark. Interesting aardvark fact: if you see them at zoos, you will only ever see them asleep because they're nocturnal. So in the night, they're frolicking all over the place. In the daytime, they are fast asleep.
Sounds like one of my cats.
We then have... take us down, John. We then have Horus, another pretty famous god. Interestingly, one of the Gothotropolis Egyptian figures, I can't remember the name of the range now, but they had a Horus in that as well. And I've got it in my display.
Oh, was it the Seventh Kingdom? Was that
Seventh Kingdom? Thank you, Mal.
Or Seven? Yeah,
they had with Scarabus as well and stuff, wasn't it?
It was all that sort of period. I'm sorry, this is a terrible background, but yes.
And they have Horus Heresy in Warhammer as well, don't they?
They do, yes. But I know I've got the Seventh Kingdom Horus. It's the leader of my Egyptian-style faction, actually. We then have your man Anubis.
Yep.
Here he is.
We not then looking as impressive as the Figura Obscura.
No, definitely not. We then have Apis, who's a cow. Again, head pack. Cow head pack. Yeah. Yes, please.
This is the next one we need, a Figura Obscura. And they need to make it out of like the moose body. That's what we need. But with a headdress and like a skirt piece and that sort of thing.
And if we could make it a 2-pack with the next god, Khepri, which is a human with a scarab beetle as a head, then that would be absolutely awesome.
This is the old man Kyle Nemesis figure, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, as long as it's not a cicada, he's okay.
He's got a bug phobia. I think he wouldn't like this either, to be honest.
No.
Right. Then we got.
We then have a really cool row here. So we have Mr. Happy, who's literally chortling.
It's brilliant.
And he's got a really cool headdress. I like that headdress as well. We then have Thoth, who's an ibis looking at the character head. So a bird with a big long beak for a wading bird taking stuff out. We then have Seshat, Neith, Kunum, and Setet.
So Neith is just a chick with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
But Kunum is some sort of
it's almost like
a deer.
Yeah, or maybe even an antelope coming from Africa. So it's the Egyptian version of Xylona, basically.
I was going to say, it turns out Happy is a sadistic so-and-so because he is the god of the annual floods of the Nile.
Oof.
So yeah, he's all happy because he's flooding people.
But then he'd say the flooding led to good irrigation and crop growth. So he was actually doing a favour.
That's it, fertility of the soil and that sort of thing. So yeah,
and I don't want to call
flowers.
Yeah, and I don't want to call Setet out on this, but it does look suspicious. She's wearing a turkey on her head.
Oh, could be a turkey as well. Yeah,
that's an uncooked turkey waiting to go in the oven that she's wearing on her
head. Yeah, Happy is definitely in charge of the weather here at the moment, that's for sure. Absolutely horsing it down with rain.
Yeah, we've got rain here now as well. Not fun.
We've had, like, every second day is like just literally 24 hours of rain. It's ridiculous. Anyway, and then the last row as well.
The very last row, we have Wadjet. I have to check how these are actually pronounced later on Google or something and just laugh at myself. Who's a snake, a cobra, in fact. Again, cobra head pack, people. Cobra in a head pack. We have Nexbet, who is a vulture. We have Suket, a human with a little hat. And then we got...
Scorpion on the top, isn't it?
Is it a scorpion?
Yep. Scorpion looks like a gem.
Okay, human with a scorpion head pack. And then we have Anuket, who's got a very interesting headdress. Her headdress makes me think almost of... like sort of Aztec and Inca type headdresses.
Yeah, and like Setet, she has no feet.
Yes. So for all the ancient aliens conspiracy theorists out there, there's pyramids in Central America and there is in Egypt, then there you go, she's got the same headdress, so clearly they're interlinked.
So there you go. So we got all those cool images from veritablehokum.com. There you go. So that was a pretty cool depiction of the ancient Egyptian gods to give us some context for the Figura Obscura.
So that headdress is a crown of reeds and ostrich feathers.
That's an Anuket, is it?
For Anuket, yeah.
Yeah, Anuket, sorry. Yeah.
However it is, I don't know either.
This is good, Mal. You're using the power of Google to help us. I thoroughly endorse.
No, I just know it.
And quite frankly, you're pronouncing them better than I was. So that's good.
I'm not reading.
So in your studies, Rich, how much did you do on ancient Egypt?
Not much.
No.
We had one, what do Americans call it, a semester? One term, basically. Of looking at Egyptian, but it was mainly about the Egyptian military and that sort of stuff. So, with an extremely creepy professor. Yeah, he's the sort of professor that someone would come to light in the future and he'd be fired. But I digress. Allegedly, yes. But interestingly, on the Egyptian family tree, I just want to point out that one of my favorite Egyptian gods is not on there. So Sobek.
Okay, so which is your subtitle here on the screen here.
Exactly, yes. Why not Sobek? Because he's a crocodilian god. So, so I'll give you a quick bio for him. Some ancient Egyptian sects believe that Sobek created order in the universe and the world when he arose from the dark water, and that he was a curator of the Nile River. He was often associated with fertility. Sobek was revered for his ferocity and quick movements. However, he was an unpredictable deity. As were his crocodile counterparts, he was sometimes associated with chaos. This is why I like this guy. The people of ancient Egypt worshipped Sobek in order to appease both him and crocodiles in general, and also to ensure the fertility of their people and crops. Many mummified crocodiles of all ages and sizes have been found in Egyptian tombs. Sobek was associated with both Seth, his father, and Horus, whom he helped birth. He was also considered to be the army's patron because of his ferocity. He's an awesome dude.
Yeah. So there's the kind of typical depiction of him. So
yes,
he's not far from Anubis figure we got here with just a croc head.
Just the croc head. And interestingly, there is a third-party croc head out there that looks pretty much exactly like that, but better.
Yeah, so we'll maybe give a shout out to Planetary Dog Toys, who have a lot of parts. They did an Egyptian kit last year, and as we know, Planetary Dog will eventually retire a lot of these parts, and they're going to close their shop and concentrate on other stuff. So this is the Sobek head they have, which is pretty cool. Rich, you got one of these?
I don't, and the only reason I don't is because I have a Sobek ogre in my Egyptian ranks.
Oh, you do? Okay. Where did that head come from?
I want to say it's a TB League is the company. They do 1/6 scale, 12-inch tall figures.
So it's
so basically,
figure. Yeah.
So I got the not the actual figure. I got the head and some a neck piece and this sort of stuff from that, and I used it on a Shadow Equidron.
We should probably describe the Sobek head here for people who are listening. So it's got the hood similar to, well, slightly different style, but the similar hood to Anubis figure. But then he's got a headdress which stands very tall with two cobras facing away from each other, with what I'm guessing is meant to represent the sun or something like that between them.
Yep.
It's very cool. Go and look it up on Planetary Dog.
So is this the Sobek you have, Rich?
That is, yes.
There you go. TB League. So ogre scale, although it's a 1/6 scale figure.
Yes. So the heads are pretty big, but in this sort of setting, they work really well, actually. Normally the heads are a bit too big for Mythic Legion's ogre scale stuff, but things like the armor, weapons, that sort of stuff really well. But the head works really well for this as well. And on the Shadow Equidron body with the tattoos and that, yeah.
Here's Seba's Anubis head. So again, if you wanted to do your own custom Anubis head and you like this sculpt, you get it from Seba, Planetary Dog.
I feel like Seba's sculpts, their headdresses would work quite well for Stargate-styled characters. They've got sort of plates that look like they could be those retractable plates.
I was about to say the same thing, Mal. I've just suddenly realised I will be buying one of these head sculpts and creating a Stargate go old with.
There you go. Well, he's got an awesome shield as well here. I love that.
Yeah, Scarab Beetle shield. Great stuff.
That is very cool, yeah.
And if people are interested in the Egyptian stuff generally, Planetary Dog Toys have got a range of mummy heads, but they are being discontinued at the end of this month. So you've got 10 days, people, to get your mummy heads before they disappear.
Yeah. And
they
painted
also
a lot of them. So
yeah, I was about to say they also do the scales, Anubis's scales.
Yeah,
they do.
And you got the scales with a feather on one side and a heart on the other, which is, what did we say? The heart is the soul. And you said they don't cut out the heart, Rich. So
no, they leave it in the body because it's so important.
Why is it out in the scales here?
I think they probably take it out and then put it back. I mean, they were quite happy to eviscerate people, so that
So just measuring the or weighing the soul. So
but if the heart was heavy, heavier than the feather, you'd led a bad life and you went to the bad place. So I'm presuming everybody went to the bad place, because unless you had a very fat feather, that's not going to balance out. And then again, there's the ankh.
Is this the little?
The ankh
thing.
But it's got this one's got almost like a serpent coiling around it.
Yeah, serpent.
That's cool.
Very cool.
I might be buying some accessories from Seba.
There you go. Well, I'm probably going to do a Seba order at some stage soon. So if we want to combine for shipping, and then I can shovel them over to you.
I should put a shout out to if people want to see some not Coolgate, that's a toothpaste. Some cool Stargate type stuff associated with Mythic Legions, have a look at Mark Calvo's website and Facebook posts. He's not selling it because it's IP, obviously, stuff to Stargate, but he's done some stuff for his own collection. So he's got, like, for those Stargate aficionados, a dialing device. He's done a couple of the guards' helmets previously as well, when they were available for sale. I've got a couple. So yeah, check out his posts on Facebook and that for the sort of Stargate type look to these things.
Oh, is he? So that dial that he showed recently?
Yes. So that's the dial home device, or the DHD, where they press 7 symbols and then the Stargate opens and they go through it to go home, or to go to a different planet.
Right. So trying to find them here on his page, but
they're going to be at the very, it's one of the very first things he did. So you need to really go back to see the got old stuff.
Right.
Should have told you this in advance, John. You could have got it set up.
Should have, yeah.
I know.
Preparation would have been key. Yeah.
I know. Life's busy. I'm on holiday next week.
Us. Hey, there's you, Rich.
There's me. See, great Instagram account.
Yeah. Okay, I give up.
Right. It's right. If you just keep going a bit further, John, you're almost there.
It's too late.
Was I?
No, that's fine. You can do it in the background.
No.
But yes, he had like a neck piece similar to what Seb has done actually. Then the head thing that opens up to see people's faces. He had a head sculpt of Teal'c, one of the main characters, and then he had a weapon as well, like a staff weapon that they used to use.
Yeah,
it means nothing to you, John, but Len will be loving this content if he's listening.
There you go, Len. Well, hook yourself up with Mark, and maybe you can do some sort of Stargate tribute without infringing on IP. There you go. That would be the ideal scenario there.
But yes, I think it's fair to say, I mean, I was really hoping for a mummy with this. Mm-hmm. But when I saw the set, I instantly chucked the mummy idea out of my head and was like, these are amazing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. To the point, I paused Fallout, which me and my wife were enjoying. And I was like, no, I just need to order this. I need to order this. Yeah. And she was just like,
Yeah, so you're finally... Good. So me and Mal and I have watched Fallout, and you're finally getting around to it.
Yeah, I've watched the first 4 episodes.
Yeah, and what's most awesome is that Mrs. Jones likes it as well. So
she does. She's not quite as enthusiastic as me, but at the same time...
she is.
Yeah, at the same time, she's, the gore's a bit much for her. When they started making butt cheek... oh God, I forgot what it's called. Jerky, butt cheek jerky. In the last one, she was like, "Oh my God." But yeah, very, very enjoyable series, and she's enjoying it too, so that's good.
Okay.
Whereas she wouldn't watch Stargate for some reason. I don't understand why.
Did she watch? Did you watch The Last of Us?
Not yet. No. She's vetoed that, so I need to watch that by myself. Oh, but now that I'm finally through Stargate, I can actually... Sorry, this is Stargate episode.
And the Fallout and The Last of Us are 2 series that I think kind of cross the bounds of nerddom into kind of regular people.
Okay, yeah.
Like them as well. At least that's what I think, My radar could be off, but I think there's lots of people I know that aren't into nerd stuff that liked both series.
Yeah, no, I need to take a bit of a Stargate break and just watch some other shorter series. Rather than one that's going to take me 2 months watching it non-stop to get through.
Well, a Baby Reindeer on Netflix, that's really good.
Yes, I've heard good things. I want to... I watched the first couple of episodes ages ago and I got back to it. A series called Hunters on Amazon, about Nazi
you
hunters.
You mentioned that before, yeah.
The first 10 minutes of the first episode, you're like jaw on the floor sort of thing. It's just like, oh my God. Wow. It's so dark. And so I need to watch the 2 series of that.
Okay, I think we maybe talked about that in the Patreon.
I think we might have done. So, yeah.
Very good. Well, we got our Figura Obscura. We're probably going to get it in hand. Mine is on the way, probably here in time for next week's
already
chat.
Son of a gun.
Yeah. Well, just went in, bang, all in. What? Yeah, actually, that's. Although we did talk about, obviously, we all ordered it. I ordered an all-in, that was done. Mal ordered an all-in +1, is that right?
+2.
+2.
Yeah, on Sunday I had to order another one. As I said, I've got the all-in, the one to stay, the all-in with, the way to word this, one will stay in box, one will be displayed, and then I needed one to play with the parts and
Gotcha.
do a bit of pop and swap.
Leave Anubis's parts alone, you pervert.
Rich?
I ordered 4 sets, 3 of which are for me, and 1 is for another UK collector, Dennis Dukas.
Very good.
Who was away on holiday. So he was like, can you order me? So I was like, yeah, no problem at all. I'll pick that up for you. I
Dennis.
tried.
He always,
Dennis does.
Gives great comments on.
Yeah, he does some really good customs too, Dennis.
He does, yeah.
I tried to do 3 sets and an all-in, and the shipping jumped from $62 for 4 sets to $106 for 3 sets and an all-in. And at that point, I was like, no, I can't. I'm not spending $44.
Some heavy pins there.
Yeah. So I will do without the pins. I don't normally go for all-ins, but I was quite tempted by these. But I can survive without Mogan pins. That's fine.
The mug probably be difficult to get. I know that, for example, at last Legion's Con, there was a box full of the Monkey King pins. So
if they're there, I'll definitely pick them up. But
I think they're very easy. They're like the packets of sweets at the till in the grocery store, you know?
Yes.
Pins, yeah. Well, I'm already spending $1,000 on figures. So, 20 quid on 2 pins. Seems fair.
I will not be doing that this year. I'm putting a buying limit on myself. No. I
was about to say, Rich will not be spending $1,000 on figures.
Thank you, Mal. Yeah. Thank you. That's the attitude.
Apart from the exclusives, which I'll definitely get and probably keep try and bring back a box set of each. I definitely think any other figures I get will be just loose in the bag extras, which that's what I did with a good few this year. And then the other box that Len kindly shipped for us, I did a lot of in-package figures, but I don't know why I did that in the end, because the figures are fine, but I don't know why I did get them in package, because actually I don't need them in package. So it was just a waste of, I could have just fitted all those figures into my luggage. So I think this year my rule will be if I can, if I need the figure to, take out of the package and throw in the luggage, fine. But otherwise, no.
Yeah. Buy some, you cursed me last year for breaking your eardrums with all the plastic unpacking. But it's the way to do it. Unpack them, shove them in a bag, shove them in, get so many in a suitcase.
The hotel needs to really get 3 or 4 more recycling trucks that Monday, because there's going to be a lot of packaging to bring home or to bring to the recycling centre. That's for sure.
See if any entrepreneuring children are at Legion's Con. Set up an opening station. I'll open each of your figures for $1 a go. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. 20 figures unwrapped for you, $20, kid. There you go. Go and buy something good for yourself.
Well, in a country like America, that's definitely a possibility. That's an enterprising idea. That's for sure. Right. So I think we're good. What are we going to do now without football for the
sad times? I watched the Liverpool game.
Smile a bit more based on.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. Season.
Were you crying about Kloppo there, Rich?
I was unhappy. Obviously, when they broke the news a few months ago, I was devastated. I've had time to get used to it a bit more now, but they didn't mess around with the replacement, though. The replacement was in the next day.
Yeah. Arne
Slot.
But now he's head coach as opposed to...
Yes. Klopp was heading a little bit towards that anyway, sort of thing. So they put an announcement
I think by force of personality, I think Klopp was always
basically
manager,
I think Liverpool have been keen for quite a number of years now to do a transfer committee. So, you can't just be a manager going, I want that player. It's there's a committee that decides. But Klopp, I think, got his way quite often because of personality-wise. Whereas a new guy coming from the Dutch system, which is very much a director of football and a coach, he's used to that method, so he'll be absolutely fine in that system.
So a couple of things. So the Euros coming up at least, so that's going to be something to watch. Wales are in there as well, are they?
They're not. No, we got knocked out. Thanks, John. Remind me of that. Thank you. Yeah, we lost. We lost to Poland in the last qualifying thing.
Oh, sorry, but we're out the door ages ago, so wasn't even considering. I thought it was funny. So Noel Gallagher from Oasis, they asked him on the pitch afterwards, on the game on Saturday, the Man City game, or Sunday, said, "Oh, are you looking forward to watching Phil Foden at the Euros?" And he goes, "No, I'm an Ireland fan. What are you talking about?" So Oasis are now Irish, just in case you're wondering.
There we go.
This explains a lot, doesn't it?
One more bit of footballing news. Chelsea sacked Pochettino.
Yeah, they did.
A couple of hours ago. It's like, what is wrong with them? It's just like they never learn.
And
I mean, the best job in the world is a football manager of a Premier League club, because even if you're rubbish, you're going to get fired and you're going to get your rest of your contract paid.
Oh, yeah. Dezebri's left Brighton as well, Mal, has he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Coincidence?
We'll see, eh?
I heard he was hard to work with, though.
Oh, really? More interesting for me was Vincent Kompany's been linked with Bayern Munich.
Oh my God.
He's just literally got Burnley relegated after a dreadful season, and he's linked with Bayern Munich. It's like, wow.
Things going from good to worse.
To be fair,
bad to worse for Harry Kane.
It's a Mickey Mouse league, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Sorry, Ralph and Nico and anybody else that listens to this. Apologies, but yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. We're left without sport to watch for a while, so we're going to have to concentrate much more on figures.
I'm all
We're
right.
going to have to get a couple of Patreon episodes done, boys, as well.
We'll definitely do a couple. We need to do the 80s action movies one, for definite. I'm good to go on that now. So.
And I found I've been looking for it for ages. I found our honeymoon diary that we did in Australia.
Whoa. Don't tell people about that.
No. It's not. No matter what diary is, if you're not going to write down about that kind of stuff in a diary, this is
top
like
tier for the Patreons.
So John Smuts here, $40 a month.
I wanted to have a chat with my wife, because I can easily do that here, to do an episode. But I thought there was some fun stuff in that diary about shit that went out, because I on that trip, I got food poisoning. I ended up having us in because we did a road trip, and a lot of it was booked, but there was a couple of days where you had to kind of book the accommodation the day before. And I ended up at least twice, definitely once, maybe twice, in a complete shithole hotel. There was some fun, and I knew there was some funny stuff in the diary, because it's 15 years ago now, nearly 2009. So I knew there would be some fun stuff, so I planned to just kind of read out some stuff and get her to comment on it. So that should be fun.
Excellent. I mean, you said it was a shit hotel, but at least it was there. I went on a stag do to Hamburg, and we turned up at the hostel, and the hostel didn't exist. So there was about 23, 24 of us stood on the street in Hamburg with nowhere to stay.
Yeah, that's worse.
Yeah. Luckily, one of the guys had spent a few years in Germany because his dad was in the forces when he was younger. So had an okay understanding of German. So we trawled around all these different hotels and finally found somewhere. But yeah, that was fun.
No, this one was Paddy's Bar was the name of the place, and they had a hotel attached to it. And they had a full heavy metal rock concert on the same day that I didn't know about. And the entire contents of the hotel was literally 19 to 20 year old people going to the gig.
Oh my goodness.
And we met some guy in the corridor on the way down, and he was like, "I promise I'll be so drunk later I won't make any noise."
Amazing.
Yeah. We got up first thing and just legged it.
We were in San Diego a few years ago, me and my wife, and we found this lovely little quaint boutique hotel, and it was every room was decorated in a different style, real quaint sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we booked in there, brilliant. I think we were staying for 2 nights in that one. That's great. Woken up at 5 a.m. on the Sunday morning by a rock band playing directly outside the hotel. Because we hadn't realised it was a San Diego marathon, and every mile they had a different live group playing.
Oh,
5 a.m.
They were doing the sound check.
No, they were just playing. I don't know what time the marathon started, because it's pretty hot there. So maybe they started. But yeah, 5 a.m. and we were just what the hell is going on?
Maybe they're on the UK time.
Maybe, yeah. It's just oh no.
I love it. War stories. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's it for this week, I think. Can't wait to get these figures. We'll definitely have a little chat next week about how they are in hand. I'm sure they will arrive.
I'm not going to get mine for a month, let's be honest.
Rich is off to Wales, so he probably won't get them anyway, although he is hoping to be able to talk to us next week as well, because there might be Wi-Fi where he's going. So
yes, unlike my normal Welsh destination, this one actually has, modern amenities.
Yeah, modern conveniences, yeah.
I'd like to make one final comment about both of the figures. I would say Bastet is perfect. And Anubis is the dog's bollocks.
Hey!
I have no more words. Awesome, Mal.
Stay safe out there, everybody. Watch out for angry crocodiles who haven't had donuts.